How to believe it against all evidence. Neville Goddard motivation. Stop letting facts, figures, and your logical mind tell you no. The evidence that you're looking for success is keeping you from the very success that you desire. The single most thing that's holding you back is the proof that you're demanding. You think success requires evidence? You are wrong. Every creation, every massive breakthrough happened because someone had the courage to embrace a belief that reason denied. If you're tired of doubt and negative thoughts stopping you, this one Neville Goddard secret teaches you how to create your reality with nothing but your faith. Hi, my name is DC. I'm a manifestation coach and international speaker. And for years, I've been struggling with this very concept. I'm a very logical-minded person. So if you're like me, you need the evidence. You need the proof before things come into fruition for you. And the very thing that we're looking for is the thing that's keeping the success away. So I know it's counterintuitive, but once I understood this, that Neville Goddard teaches, everything has been changing for me and things have been coming to fruition, even though it turns my logical mind on its head, and you may be the same way. But stick with me, I'm gonna discuss 5 concepts that will do just that. And if you embrace it and take the action that we're gonna be discussing, things could change 180 for you as well. Make sure you stay till the end, because you know I saved the best for last. So if you're ready to take these actionable steps, we can begin. So the first concept is imagination is the tool. Remember when we were kids, we were really in touch with our imagination. We imagined flying in the air. We imagined being the superhero wearing a towel as a cape. And we were princesses having a tea time with our imaginary friends, our stuffed animals. We would put all around the table. We would have a really good day and time would pass by and we would be in a really good vibrational state. We can embrace that in our adult life and use that toward manifestation, because that is the secret. It's a soul creative power, but a lot of people use that as a hobby. They treat it as something that's just for kids. But think about the chair that I'm sitting on or the device that you're watching this video from. It came from someone's imagination. That is the driving tool. That is the force by which everything comes into fruition and manifests into our physical reality. So the problem I see is that people don't understand this very basic concept. How is it that we have our physical world? How is it that we invent things? We don't connect our imagination to the invention. So we see that as separate from our so-called reality. Our reality is that we're broke, we're poor, we're in destitute, and we have to work really hard to make things happen. Imagine if we could just wave a magic wand and things would just magically appear, and our efforts and our hard work will pay off 10, 20, and 30-fold, and even 100-fold for that matter. Imagine a world where people would, and circumstances will just align, and challenges that arise are seen as just something that's part of the steps toward our manifestations, toward our growth. So the solution to jogging our imagination is scripting. Scripting helps out with that. You could write down exactly what you want, but the problem I see is that people think that scripting is for people that aren't in touch with reality, when in fact, the very reality that we live all starts from our imagination. So that's concept number 1. So the second concept is assume the feeling. We can imagine all day and we could visualize things happening, but that's just the mechanics of it. If we don't have the feeling of the car or the money in our hands or the significant other that we want to attract, that's not going to happen without assuming the feeling. We don't have to wait for the money to be in our bank account for us to feel the wealth, because remember, feeling is the thing that attracts the wealth to us, and looking for evidence repels it away, because now we're looking for something that is of lack, and that is a lack feeling, and we don't want to have a lack feeling. The problem I see is that a lot of people will endorse this feeling of lack and will associate with people that are negative. And when we associate with people that are negative, that's going to reinforce our own negativity. Imagine if you woke up one morning and you thought about the very thing that you wanted and it resonated with you. You felt it in every cell of your body. Your day goes by, every moment becomes an opportunity to level up. There are people that cut us off in traffic, that give us the universal hand gestures. I'm not going to do it in the camera, and will curse us out and all that. But understand that these things are building blocks toward strengthening our resolve. And when we become more resilient, our vibrations get higher despite all of that. And when we rise to the occasion, our vibrational signal will attract the very thing that we're visualizing. So imagine if we were that person that could attract things based on our vibrational match. And when we do that, then things get easier, and it'll get easier with practice. My mentor once taught me, you only get better with practice. The issue I see is that people think that, oh, well, all I have to do is imagine for 2 seconds and feel for a couple of seconds, and the rest of the day I could just be undisciplined with my thoughts, be undisciplined with my feelings, and go back to my old habits. Do you think it works that way? No, it doesn't. Now, a solution you could do with that is to make sure that we have positive affirmations, repeating affirmations such as, I am abundant, I am wealthy, I am a sexy manifestation beast. You could say these affirmations to help you boost your vibration genuinely from the inside out, so that your outer world will reflect your inner world. And that's concept number 2. So the third concept is overcoming doubt. Doubt is our natural defense mechanism, because we've been let down so many times that we begin to block ourselves from believing anything good could ever come to us. I remember the first time I asked a girl out, we were going out for 2 weeks, and it was really painful when she broke it off with me. But see, the thing is, from that point on, I became this very, very shy kid that couldn't talk to women because I would play these stories on my head. What if that were to happen again? So have you ever been in a place like that before? If you're courageous enough, and you feel free to type in the comments if you or anyone you know has ever been through that, so that we could relate as a community. One of the things that we could do to resolve this issue is to see our doubt and our negativity as kind of like fat on our bodies that we need to get rid of. I mean, have you ever been in a place where you needed to lose a few pounds or wanted to lose a few pounds? That requires us to mind our lifestyle choices, whether that be our diet or going to the gym. So if we see it as something that we need to work on rather than something that we're stuck with, then that's the very first step, is to acknowledge that we have the issue and that we could do something about it. In order to fix our flabby mind, I hate to say it like that, we need to strengthen it. We need to feed it a positive diet. Listen to motivational tapes, read inspirational books, listen to people that are successful and their mindset. One thing you could do right now, you can pause this video if you want, is to look up a person that you admire, or you could research on YouTube, inspirational, motivational, just in the search engine, and see what comes up. You'll be very surprised that there's a lot of material and people that will eventually resonate with you. When you put so much positivity in, it's going to definitely reflect, and all the positivity will eventually pour out by default. That's concept number 3, is to overcome doubt. So concept number 4 is to detach from circumstances. We see our current reality as is. If we understand what Neville Goddard teaches us, is that everything is in flux. Things are in constant motion. So if things are in constant motion, can't we move things from one direction of motion to another direction? If we understand this concept, then the answer is absolutely yes. If we detach from circumstances, then we see the possibilities rather than the impossibilities. The challenge I see is that people will think of only the impossible because of the circumstances, because of what they see as is at face value. Imagine if we saw our reality as something that is of energy. Because my mentor once taught me, energy is everything and everything is energy. So if everything is energy and everything is in motion, then through our power, our inner power, we have 100% control over what direction the energy goes. Because where the energy goes, attentions flow and results show. That's something my mentor also taught me. So the challenge I see is that people are comfortable staying stuck. They see their 9-to-5 job, they complain about the bills, they complain about all the bad things that are happening and the lack of money, the lack of resources. They look at all the lack, and guess what happens? They attract more lack in their lives. If we detach from circumstances, we're also detaching from the negative vibration it emits, and we can emit a new vibration by pressing that reset button. One way to do that is to go back to our scripting and to write down how is it that we want to feel when we get the things that we want. And that's concept number 4. Concept number 5 is simply persistence. All the things about imagining, feeling, detaching from current circumstances, thinking more positively, they're all fine and dandy, but if we don't keep it up, imagine going to the gym and you only went for 1 week. Do you think your body would have changed much? Maybe a little bit, but not enough to make any significant change. The thing that creates change is persistence. Same thing with our thoughts and actions. If we're persistent with it, then we will be able to create big things from small steps, from small concepts. Like saying, I'm going to take a walk around the block. I mean, that doesn't sound like much, but we do it every day, then it becomes 2 laps around the block. Then it becomes 10 laps around the block. Then pretty soon we're walking 10, 20 minutes to the grocery store. And then we sign up for a gym membership. And pretty soon we have a fit body after a year's time of working incrementally from little things. So that's concept number 5. So those are the 5 concepts of how to believe against all evidence, Neville Goddard motivation. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Let this message reach out to more people that are interested in attracting good things into their life through positivity, empowerment, and dogged persistence. And comment below, let me know your experiences. If you've attracted things into your life through the 5 concepts that I've talked about, or any of the concepts that I've talked about. And if you're struggling with challenges, you're welcome to share that too, so that we as a community can help each other out. That's always nice to know. And if you're new to this channel and you haven't already, please consider subscribing to get the latest in the law of attraction, law of assumption, Neville Goddard, so we can get the things that we so desire, so we could manifest a good life. Why not you?